Hi guys, I'm here again with another amazing video. I'm here to show you how to make this beautiful, soft, fluffy and pillowy cake without an oven or a mixer. I'll show you how to use just your hands and a pot to get this perfect looking cake. So let's get started. Start by adding your salt to a pan. I used half cup and about a quarter cup of salt, so I just spread it around the pot, and I'm using this stove top for this. I'm going to place it in the middle to serve as a barrier between my cake pan and the pot. I put my stove on very low heat, and I'm going to start making my cake batter. Here I added 2 cups of flour, about a quarter teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm going to use my whisk to gently mix properly till everything is well combined. After mixing this way, I'm going to just take this and keep it aside and start with the main part of this cake recipe. So for this recipe, we're using margarine, and we're using 250 grams of margarine. So I'm going to make sure I squeeze everything in because the measurement is very important. I want to make sure you get the whole 250 grams of margarine. I'll add in half cup of sugar and mix this properly. I'm going to use my whisk to mix. You need to use something very strong for this. You can use a wooden spatula. Well, at this point my whisk wasn't doing it for me, so I switched to this and I kept on mixing. You're going to need to do this till your butter and sugar mixture gets really light and softer. Well, at this point it has started getting lighter, but you just have to keep doing this till it gets really soft, light, fluffier and really lighter in color. It should turn from dark to very light, almost white in color. So scrape the edges this way and keep mixing this, keep turning this till it gets like this. Okay, so this is what it should look like, very light and soft like this. At this point we are done. I'll just scrape the edges this way. Look how soft this looks. This is what it should look like. So I'll keep this aside, and in another bowl I'm going to crack in my eggs. I'm using 5 eggs for this recipe. If you're using really small eggs, you're going to use 6 eggs for this recipe. Guys, at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell so that anytime I post a video you get to know. I'm going to add in my 5 eggs one at a time. You don't want to add all your eggs at once because you want the perfect cake, so you just add in your eggs one at a time gently till you've exhausted all your 5 eggs. After adding each egg, make sure to mix properly till very well mixed before going in with the next egg. You're just going to repeat the process till you've exhausted everything. After that, I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of vanilla and I'm going to mix properly. After mixing, it's time to go in with our dry ingredients. So pour in the flour mixture and mix properly gently. You don't want to pour it all at once, so gently pour in your flour mixture. You're going to do this till you've exhausted all your flour mixture. I'm using 1 cup of liquid milk for this recipe. I'll go ahead and pour in a little in, about half in, and I'm going to mix properly. So after mixing, go in with the rest of your flour. Keep doing this till you've exhausted all your wet ingredients and dry ingredients. After pouring in the flour, you're going to need to mix properly till well incorporated. Then at this point, I'm going to go in with the remaining of my milk. Then mix again properly till well combined. At this point, I'm going to go in with the last of my flour, with what's left of my flour, and I'm going to mix. You don't want to over mix this, just mix till everything is combined. As soon as everything gets well combined, then you're done. At this point, I'll just scrape off the edges and our cake batter is ready. I'll keep this aside. Next, you're going to get your pan. I'm using this small pan. My pan is very small, so I'm going to grease the pan properly. Make sure the oil touches all the edges and the bottom so that it doesn't stick later on. I'll go in with about half of my butter. Well, this is a bit over half, but it's okay. I'll just heat it this way. Doing this is going to help release some air bubbles so that it will bake uniformly. So I'll take my butter and just place it like this and cover. I'll let it bake on very low heat for about 40 minutes. I'm using a small pan, so the bigger the pan, the longer it will take. If you're pouring your butter into a bigger cake pan, it's going to take up to an hour to bake all at once. I just poked my skewer in and it came out clean, which means that my cake is ready. So I'll just go ahead and flip, and you're going to see how easily it comes off. Guys, look at this perfection. This was baked in a pot, not an oven. So guys, if you really want to bake your cake, you can do it without an oven. So I'll just keep this aside and I'm going to cut this, but before then I'll just scrape this pan. I'm going to grease my pan properly and I'll add the remaining of my butter. I'm going to scrape everything in and I'll heat it as I did the first time with the first batch, and I'll just take this and bake it. So our second batch is ready. I'm going to flip this gently and it comes off easily again. So I'll flip this back, and guys, it's baked to perfection. This is what your cake should look like if you follow this recipe to the T. So I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to show you how soft and fluffy this looks. Just watch, guys. I know you can see for yourself how nice this cake is. Can you see, guys? Can you see how soft this is? You can as well make this for your family and friends or for yourself. Guys, this is so soft and so good. If you use the exact measurements I use and you follow every bit of things I did in this video, you're going to get these perfect looking cakes. Let me even cut it further to show you how it looks. This is perfect for teas. You can even have this for breakfast. This is so good. Look how soft, pillowy this looks. Guys, you can make this by yourself without an oven. Can you see? Can you see how soft this looks? We've come to the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.